Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. So, can Manchester United win the EFL Cup? It's very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And Solskjaer has said that our players are desperate to learn how to win trophies. We haven't won a trophy now for almost 4 years. Big game tonight against Everton. It is the EFL Cup quarter final. We progressed to the quarter finals by obviously beating Luton in the third round 3-0, and we beaten Brighton in the fourth round 3-0. In Everton's last 3 games, they have beaten Arsenal, Leicester and Chelsea. We've already beaten Everton once this season. We're beating them 3-1 at Goodison Park in the Premier League. Goals came from Bruno Fernandes, he scored 2, and Edinson Cavani scored. And that was his first goal for Manchester United. I think Everton are sitting like, is it 4th in the Premier League? And like I've said to you, they have got a very, very good manager in Carlo Ancelotti. He's been at Everton now for over a year. He's got a good pedigree behind him. He's won around 15 major honours in his managerial career. When they appointed him in, I think Ancelotti signed, was it a 4 or a 4.5 year deal? You know, before they had Ancelotti, they had Duncan Ferguson on a temporary basis. Before that, they had Marco Silva. They was very inconsistent under Marco Silva, and that's why they sacked him. At one point, they had Roberto Martinez, and to be fair, they was very consistent under him. And obviously, they had David Moyes as well at one point, and he endured like 11 years with Everton. Now, Ancelotti has made quite a few signings since he became Everton manager. Like I've already said to you on the preview, he brought the likes of James Rodriguez in. He's made an impact at Everton. I think he's out with injury. He brought obviously Decore in. He brought Allen in. He's out with injury. He also brought Ben Godfrey in. Brought Olsen in on loan. But Everton, like I said, have got some good players that we need to be aware of tonight. Obviously, they've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's one of their key players. They've got Richie Arledson. He's one of their key players. They've got Bernard. He's one of their key players. Sigurdsson. They've also got him. His goal-scoring record against us when he was at Swansea was very, very good. They've got Alex Iwobi. They've got that Andrea Gomez. He's actually out with injury. He's sustained quite a few injuries at Everton. They've obviously got Lucas Digne. He's one of their key players. Very good left back, but I think he's out with injury. They've obviously got Michael Keane, former Manchester United player. He's one of their centre-halves. So, Everton have got some good players. They have obviously let a few players go. Obviously, they let Idrissa Gueye go to PSG, and I think Idrissa Gueye is good. I like the way he breaks up the play. They let Moise Kean go out on loan to PSG. Theo Walcott, he went out on loan to Southampton. They let Lukaku go back in 2017. He came to us. He endured 2 years with us. They let Fellaini go back in 2013. He came to us. He was good at Everton, was Fellaini, but in his 6 years with us, he was very inconsistent. So, there you go. For the game tonight, Scott McTominay isn't going to be available. Solskjaer's confirmed. McTominay suffered a groin injury in our 6-2 win against Leeds. McTominay got man the match for that because he scored 2 goals and he also got an assist and he was everywhere on the pitch. And Wan-Bissaka, I don't think he's going to be available either. So we'll have a go with Tuanzebe at right back or Timothy Fosu-Mensah. Ollie confirmed that Luke Shaw went off injured in the 6-2 win against Leeds. Don't know how severe his injury is. He's just initially come back from a hamstring problem. Ollie has confirmed though that Jesse Lingard and Mason Greenwood will be in the squad. Lingard hasn't played for a while now. Solskjaer explained why he's been absent so many times, because obviously he's had to self-isolate a few times because he's been in contact with someone with COVID. Obviously had injuries and he's had personal issues. Lingard's lost his place in the team. Greenwood, he didn't play any part against Leeds. And I heard that Bruno Fernandes may be rested tonight. But yeah, it's very imperative that we do get to the semi-finals of the EFL Cup. The last time we won the Carabao Cup was back in 2017 under the Jose Mourinho era. Our next league game is Leicester. That is on Saturday, 12:30 kick-off. Leicester's going to be a big test for Solskjaer because Leicester are doing well. They're second in the Premier League. They've got a good manager in Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers has made quite a few signings since he became Leicester manager. He's brought the likes of Dennis Pryor in, Youri Tielemans, James Justin, Perez. He brought Fofana in. He got Sengus Under on loan. Might have pronounced his name wrong, but I think he's brought a few players in on loan, hasn't he, Brendan Rodgers? You know, he's managed quite a few clubs in his managerial career. Obviously, before he was at Leicester, he was at Celtic, enjoyed a few years with them. Before Celtic, he was at Liverpool. Got to say, he enjoyed one good season with Liverpool. Before he was at Liverpool, he was at Swansea. When he was a lot younger, he managed the likes of Reading and Watford. And I think at one point he managed the Chelsea youth. Rodgers has been in charge of Leicester now for almost 2 years, is it? I think it is almost 2 years, yeah. Was it last year he signed a 5, or was it a 5.5 year deal? Leicester were very consistent under Claudio Ranieri because they won the title under Claudio Ranieri. Now, obviously, one of their key players is Jamie Vardy. I think he's been out of injury, but I think he's going to be available for the game on Saturday. Jamie Vardy has risen up from non-league football to the Premier League. Iheanacho, you can say he's one of their key players. James Maddison, he's definitely one of their key players. Wilfred Ndidi, he's one of their key players. Wes Morgan, he's one of their key players. Ricardo Pereira, I think he's one of their key players, but he's out with injury. They've got Fuchs. Peter Schmeichel, I think's a good goalkeeper as well. So there you go. Don't forget as well, Leicester have let quite a few good players go. Obviously, they lost Harry Maguire to us in the summer of 2019. They lost Ben Chilwell to Chelsea during the summer transfer window. They also lost N'Golo Kante and Danny Drinkwater to Chelsea. And they also lost Riyad Mahrez in the summer of 2018 to Man City. We did do the double over Leicester last season. We're beating them 2-0 at the King Power. That was the final game in the Premier League last season. That's what I think got us Champions League football. And we're beating them at Old Trafford by 1-0 last season. But we are in a good vein of form. We've won, I think, 6 of our last 7 league games. We've been very, very good away from home. We've won our last 10 away games in a row in the Premier League. And when we beat Sheffield United last Thursday, we became the first team to win 6 successive away games after conceding first. We've obviously won 2 games at Old Trafford in the Premier League this season. So I said, what we've been doing away from home, we've obviously got to replicate that at home, because we was enduring our worst start at Old Trafford for around 50 years. But that 6-2 win against Leeds was our biggest win in the league this season. I actually can't remember the last time we scored 6 goals before, the Leeds game. We are sitting 3rd in the Premier League, so you can definitely say we are in the title race. We've obviously got a game in hand. Solskjaer said a few times this season that Manchester United can win the Premier League. But obviously he came out after the win against Leeds and said you can't talk about a title bid until March. Ollie did say that we could have beaten Leeds like 12-4 at the weekend. Reflects on the amount of chances in that we had. But I'll stick to what I said. I'm very sceptical that we'll win the title this season. I'm not fully disregarding it though. I think maybe next season we could win it, or maybe the season after we could win it. Don't forget, Roy Keane has recently said that Manchester United can challenge Liverpool for the Premier League title. He says obviously over the past few months we have been criticised. Particularly over our home record. And he's criticised our defenders and goalkeeper. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so we haven't won it now for around 8 years. We are the most successful team in Premier League history. Now, on my recent video, I give you the news, didn't I, on Paul Pogba. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has given a fresh update on Paul Pogba's future, and he says he can be convinced to stay at the club if the club can win trophies. Ole said that Paul Pogba's got a good attitude and he's got the right mentality for Manchester United. And to Paul Pogba's credit, he has done well recently. He didn't play any part against Leeds, but he did very, very well in the Sheffield United game, did Paul Pogba. His movement was good, made some good touches, played a part in one of the goals. I think he did well in the 0-0 draw against City the other week. He made an impact when he came on against RB Leipzig. Got his name on the score sheet in that one. And he did well in the 3-1 win against West Ham. Scored a fantastic goal. And that was Paul Pogba's first start in the Premier League for over a month. Don't forget, earlier on in the season, Paul Pogba had an ankle injury. But Ole confirmed that that ankle injury was totally comparison to the one that he had last season. As you all know, Mino Raiola, Paul Pogba's agent, told 2OSport quite a few weeks ago that Paul Pogba's career at Manchester United is over. He said he's unhappy and he has to leave. And he said that he's got no intentions of signing a new contract. And then obviously Mino Raiola made a fresh statement saying that, it's unlikely Pogba will leave in January and, he could leave next summer. Solskjaer was furious with Mino Raiola on the time of his announcement. because it actually was just before the game against RB Leipzig. Paul Pogba's been heavily linked with a return to Juventus. Obviously, he did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus. Swap deals have been high on the agenda. Real Madrid before were relentless linked with him. Pogba made an admission earlier on this season saying that one day his dream is to join Real Madrid. PSG, Barcelona and Inter Milan have been in for him before. Now, as far as I'm aware, there has been no talks over getting him a long-term contract at the club. Maybe there's still a chance we could get him a long-term contract. Earlier on this season, we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract, so he's under contract on Man United until June 2022. He's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. This is his 5th season at Manchester United since he rejoined. He's made over 100 appearances for the club in all competitions, and he's won 3 trophies. That's the Community Shield, the Europa League and the EFL Cup. So yeah, you know the news on Paul Pogba. But it is good that we are making plans for next year. We've already revealed our transfer plans. We are looking to strengthen in 4 positions. We're looking to get a right winger in. We're looking to get a holding midfielder in, a centre-half and a right-back. Ed Woodward has recently changed our transfer strategy. Now, there has been a lot of players on our agenda. David Alaba from Bayern Munich, he's recently been on our agenda. Reports have said today we've taken an early lead in the race for David Alaba. That's stemming from the AS, which is a Spanish outlet. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, the Bayern Munich CEO, he said that David Alaba will be leaving on a free. Reportedly, Man United have made a formal offer for him, so too have Man City, and it also mentions that Chelsea are interested in him, and so too are Barcelona and Real Madrid. Alaba's into the final 6 months of his contract with Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich have been trying to get him a new contract. They was willing to increase his wages to £200,000 a week, but still weren't satisfied. He's on around £150,000 a week at the moment. You know the news on Moises Caicedo. He has now left England, and we will decide over a deal soon. I think Man United have agreed to get him for around £4.5 million. And I think he will sign a 5-year contract with Moises Caicedo. Fabrizio Romano, he's obviously already confirmed that Moises Caicedo to Man United is close. Dario Extra, the Ecuadorian outlet, have said that Man United have been in advanced talks for Caicedo, and we have outbid AC Milan and RB Leipzig. He currently plays for Independiente del Valle. He made his debut around 14 months ago. He played for Ecuador in their 4-2 win against Uruguay. I think he scored in that game. He's 19 and is a holding midfielder. He's already revealed that his favourite club is Manchester United. So Caicedo, I think, is the first signing of the winter window. Isn't there? Jack Grealish, you already know the news on him. I updated you about Jack Grealish yesterday. He says that Manchester City and Man United are going to put bids in for him in January, and Villa are expecting these bids. It mentions that Liverpool are in for him because Liverpool are seeing him as a possible replacement for Salah, because reportedly Salah is unhappy at Liverpool. I think Grealish is now valued at £100 million, reflecting on his good performances recently. During the summer we went in for him, but Villa wanted around £80 million, so their valuation put us off. Back in September, Grealish signed a 5-year contract with Aston Villa. And yesterday I also give you the news on Renato Sanchez. But next year, we're also going to focus on the outgoings as well as the incomings, because there's still deadwood at the football club that we do need to get rid of. Now, it says that we could raise over £30 million in January player sales. The players that I think will leave next year, like I've already gone through with you, is Lingard, he'll leave. I think Phil Jones will leave. Marcus Rojo will leave. Romero will leave because Romero is now our third choice goalkeeper. Magala will obviously leave when his loan expires next month. Juan Mata could also leave. Eric Bailly could leave. Eric Bailly is a good centre half, but he's too injury prone. I heard that Timothy Fosu-Mensah could also leave. Matic could leave next year. There's been rumours about Daniel James leaving the club. There's obviously been rumours as well as Brandon Williams going out on loan, because Williams is now our third choice left back following the arrival of Alex Telles. And Dean Henderson, he could go out on loan. Well, it said a few weeks ago he could go out on loan. And Solskjaer next year will hopefully be backed by the board, because during the summer transfer window he wasn't backed enough because we missed out on all of his priority targets. And Ed Woodward's come out several times to support Solskjaer, despite us having a poor start to the season and despite us getting knocked out of the Champions League. You know. But the board haven't backed any of the managers that we've had since Ferguson left, and this is one of the main reasons why the board's been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. You know. But reflecting on our good vein of form recently, you know, there's been quite a few Manchester United fans now that are starting to change their perception on Solskjaer, and they are starting to believe he is the right manager for Manchester United. Now, probably there's still some Manchester United fans that don't think Solskjaer is the right manager for Manchester United. You know, earlier on this season there was a lot of our fans demanding him out of the football club. But Solskjaer's priority is leading the club to long-term success. This is his second full season at Manchester United. And I always said, didn't I, this was always going to be a big season for him. And obviously I said he's got to exceed his expectations to remain Man United manager. And if we can finish in the top 4, top 3 this season, and if we can win a trophy, that would represent a very good season for Man United. Then that would give us something to build on. You know, Solskjaer's been at Man United now for just over 2 years. It was not so long ago, it was his 2-year anniversary. He has been under pressure a few times, and there's obviously been talks of like Mauricio Pochettino coming in. There's been talks of Massimiliano Allegri coming in a few times. Julian Nagelsmann's been on our agenda. At one point, Thomas Tuchel was on our agenda. Solskjaer hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager. Because obviously before he came to us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde. And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. But reflecting on how long he's been at Man United, he's learned quite a bit, and he has gained some managerial experience. I think the main explanation why he's still Man United manager is because he's a club legend, and reflecting on that, our board and that have softened their stance on him. Disregarding him being a club legend, may not have been here now. You know, Solskjaer was lucky to still be in the job after the 6-1 loss to Tottenham. He was still lucky to be in the job after we got knocked out of the Champions League. He was still lucky to be in the job at the first part of last season as well. So it just shows you. Solskjaer's decision making does concern me, though, I've got to be honest with you. It does really concern me, because in a lot of games he has made mistakes, and that's what's cost us. But there's been some games where his decision making has been absolutely spot on, and he's got to obviously keep doing that. Our record against the top 6 sides has been good since he came in, especially last season. Ollie's beaten Pep Guardiola 3 times as a manager. He's beaten Nagelsmann once. He's beaten Frank Lampard 3 times. He's beaten Mourinho once as Man United manager. He's beaten Thomas Tuchel twice. Now he's beaten Marcelo Bielsa. So it just shows you, doesn't it? Ollie did well in his first full season last season. He got us qualification for the Champions League, got us to 3 semi-finals, and he also got us 3rd place. Solskjaer has spent over £200 million since he became Man United manager, and he's endured, 4 transfer windows at the club. You know, the January transfer window will be his 5th transfer window as Man United manager. We've seen a lot of players leave Man United since he came in. We've seen the likes of Lukaku leave, Herrera. Maybe you can say they're 2 players we should have kept. We've seen the likes of Darmian leave, Smalling leave, Valencia leave, Young leave, Sanchez leave, Angel Gomez leave. We've also loaned a few players out. We loaned Dalot out, we loaned Andres Pereira out, we loaned James Garner out, Dylan Levitt. I think we loaned Joe Pereira out again for another season. That's what it is. So there you go, and we're enjoying a good period at the moment. We went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions last season. We was 14 unbeaten in the Premier League, till Palace beating us on the opening day of this season. We have spent over £1 billion on players since Ferguson left, and we've brought around 36 players in. We've obviously spent big on players in recent years. You know, paid 89 million for Pogba. You know, we got paid 75 million for Lukaku in 2017. You know, paid 60 million pounds for Angel Di Maria under Louis van Gaal. I think it was 60 million. Paid 50 million pounds for Wan-Bissaka, 80 million pounds for Harry Maguire, 52 million pounds for Fred. So yeah. But we've sacked 3 managers since Ferguson left, and that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, and Jose Mourinho. So yeah. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.